Hello, and welcome to the Ohio University Career and Leadership Development Center's Keys to Networking Success virtual workshop. Have you ever heard the saying, "It's not what you know, it's who you know"? Well, that is often true, but the statement should be edited to say, "It's not what you know, it's who you know and what they know about you." This virtual workshop will cover networking basics, give you the opportunity to develop an elevator pitch, and discuss how to utilize LinkedIn and informational interviews for networking success. Today, you will identify at least two ways to begin developing your professional network. You will also develop a 30-second elevator pitch for networking. And finally, you will understand some ways to network using online platforms. Let's talk a little bit about what networking really is and what it can mean for you. Networking is not just about asking people for a job or something that has to be formal. Networking can happen anytime, anywhere, with anyone. Cultural commonalities can be places to begin networking, such as with people that identify with your gender, race, culture, or age group. Then you can begin to branch out from these comfort zones to grow your network even stronger and help you practice your cultural competency. Networking is about relationships and people connecting with people. Often, it is as simple as first finding common interests with someone you are talking to and beginning a foundational relationship. Networking is about gaining information, giving information, and making and maintaining contacts. Networking can inevitably help you in the job market and give you an edge on the competition because of the relationships you have built and maintained with people in your industry. Networking also helps you remain informed, gain visibility from employers for future opportunities, and build your confidence and experience. Most of the questions that we get in the CLDC about networking is where to even begin. First, start with the people you are comfortable talking with. These are also referred to as informal contacts. These can include friends, neighbors, friends of the family, distant relatives, and others that you have come to know in your life. Then, these people can begin to open your network for you by introducing you to those in their own network. Oftentimes, it is second connections that inevitably cause a person's network to truly grow and become stronger in their industry. But it starts with talking to the people that you know first. In the end, you will then need to do a little bit of legwork and get in touch with these new people. We will talk more about how this can look, but let's start with an activity to think through this a little bit more. For this activity, you will need the corresponding worksheet that goes along with this workshop video. The title of this worksheet is Networking Connections. Use the example on your screen to start working in the Today section of this worksheet and identify at least 10 people that are already in your network. Start with your informal contacts like friends and family who are professionals in their field. These should be people that you trust to help you out and that you have taken time to invest in the relationship you have with them. Press pause on this video and take 5 minutes to fill out this portion of the worksheet. Next, let's think through some actions you can take with some of the people on this list, or potentially people you have been meaning to connect with for a while. By being an active member of your own network, you can also be the person that connects people who are in need of growing their own professional network too. For instance, do you have a friend who has mentioned they need to find an internship in marketing next year, but they don't know anyone in the industry? You might have someone listed on your own network that could help this person out, such as a friend or family member who is also working in marketing. Additionally, you may have someone that did not make it on your original top 10 list that you wish your connections were stronger, such as a friend's parent or someone in an industry that you met at a career fair last year. At the bottom of this worksheet, identify this person and list at least one way you could strengthen and reach out to this person to make this connection stronger by next month. Let's pause for a few seconds and work through these sections of the worksheet marked next week and next month. Congratulations! You have started to work on building your network. Now, let's discuss ways you can move from building your network on paper to introducing yourself to potential future connections. How many times have you heard this phrase? You never get a second chance to make a good first impression. This is something that you will hear throughout your life because not only is it a true statement, but it is something that can help to guide you as you grow your network. Most people struggle with the first question they get when interacting with someone new. The "tell me about yourself" question can be scary, elusive, and uncomfortable if you don't take the time to think about it before it is asked. This can be something that can be asked during a job interview, in any situation where you're making new networking connections, when introducing yourself to someone in your industry, or even when you are requesting an informational interview. Since this question comes up and often holds the keys to making the good first impression that I talked about earlier, I am going to guide you through how to answer this question with more confidence in one-on-one situations and even in writing. For this next activity, you will need to refer to the second worksheet that corresponds with this video called the Elevator Pitch Worksheet. Let's spend some time crafting your elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is a statement or group of statements that should be short enough to present to someone during a brief elevator ride from one floor to another. Press pause on this video and answer the first 5 questions that are listed at the top of this worksheet. Next, use the example framework on this worksheet to fill in the blanks with some of the answers you wrote at the top of the worksheet. As a reminder, an elevator pitch can be formal or informal and can be used for different reasons. So the way you answer the questions might depend on the networking situation in which you plan to use the pitch. This framework is only an example of how to start thinking about your elevator pitch, but you can change this and turn it into your own style after you have written it out and started thinking about it. Press pause on this video to fill out the remainder of this worksheet with the elevator pitch framework, and then filling in the blank lines at the bottom of the page with your own style of elevator pitch. Remember, you get to tell someone what you want them to know about you. This information can have humor, be informal or formal, and match your personality within reason. Let's press pause now. Great! How did that go? Do you feel like you have a start to a good "tell me about yourself" answer? At the end of this workshop, I will let you know how to get in touch with a professional coach in the CLDC if you want to spend even more time practicing and perfecting your pitch. Now, let's switch gears a bit and talk about your online network. With our current technologically driven world, many online social media networks double as professional networking sites. So it's important that you think through what these platforms say about you, especially if you are beginning your professional journey. Sites such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube are used in employer recruiting. Know that what you put out on social media are things you want to be sure you are comfortable sharing with future employers too. Recruiters rely heavily on online platforms to recruit and screen candidates for jobs. As you can see in this infographic, these social media platforms are being viewed and engaged in by employers up to 92% of the time when they are recruiting talent. So the question is, what does your social media say about you? Let's dig into why it is important to think about and protect your online reputation. You can protect yourself and your reputation by doing a few things regularly to make sure you know what others are seeing about you and what employers might see if they are looking for new talent. Carefully checking and updating your privacy settings is the first step. Did you know that Google can be the first place that an employer will go when looking for a new candidate? Do you ever Google yourself or ask your friends to look at your social media accounts to see what they think your image says about you? Simply starting with a quick browser search, updating your privacy settings, and taking the time to ask others what they think you represent is a good place to start. Next, consider the content, message, and audience before posting anything to any of your social media sites. It's not only about what your parents or friends might think about your online image. It's about what everyone else who doesn't know you personally thinks when they see your posts. There is a power in pausing before hitting submit or post before putting information out on the internet. Lastly, consider posting or sharing content relevant to your major or industry, or even a company that you want to work for. Employers will see this and know your interest if you start this work now. You can also post content related to volunteer work or causes that you care about, as well as samples of your work or things that you're proud of from your past. Maintaining a strong social media presence is important today, but also making sure that that brand is positive is just as important as you begin your professional journey after college. Let's review some of the topics we covered today in this video. You now know how important it is to start and maintain your network. It all starts with building relationships and maintaining the old ones. Make sure you know who you are and what you have to offer. Taking time to reflect on those things that make sense to share with someone in person or in an email regarding your professional pursuits is essential to building a strong reputation and professional presence with others. Lastly, be consistent with your image. Know what it says about you, not only in person, but also online. If you would like to speak with a coach in the CLDC to virtually discuss your career and leadership goals and experiences, we are available to have these discussions with you in a 30-minute session. You can schedule these appointments using the Handshake platform. You can log into Handshake at ohio.joinhandshake.com. Once logged in with your Ohio University email and password, click on Career Center on the top bar of the Handshake homepage, and then click on Appointments. We look forward to hearing from you soon, and go Bobcats!